Welcome.
Thanks.
We have so much to talk about.
Let's get to it.
Let's do this thing.
All right.
But first, I have to mention something. Last time you were on the show, we were talking, and you mentioned a character that you used to do. It was one of my favorite things, and that I'd seen on the show in a while. And if it's okay, I'd like to ask you to do it again. You do a character called the German who says nice things, and I really loved it.
Okay.
Do you mind if I just dip back in that pool for just a second?
No, sure. I'll do a couple of them. May
This
I
is the German. Yes. The German who says nice things, all right?
Is this my camera?
Yes.
It was a pleasure babysitting Kevin! You are not getting older, you are getting better! I would like another dish of SpaghettiOs! What a pleasant fellow. See, it goes against common assumptions about Germany.
Yes, terrible common assumptions. Yeah.
And that's why it is inherently humorous.
Ah, very good, thanks. Because I was confused. I didn't know why I was laughing.
Would you like to throw me a couple, and I will try to Germanize
let's see. I just went to the Caribbean, and the sky was a beautiful teal blue.
All right. I just went to the Caribbean! And the sky was a beautiful teal blue!
I like writing for that character. He's fun.
I will lose my voice after a while.
Now, what about any new characters kicking around in that mind of yours?
I've worked. I've been working on one. This is called the Joyless Laughing Guy.
Joyless laughing guy.
Yeah, I'll try to do it. I can do it sitting down.
Okay. I don't think they can say that was very nice. I don't think there's a vein.
Oh, they're popping out.
There's a series of veins on the side of your forehead that in HD were really popping out. People at home. Blood shooting. You know, I have to say, sometimes when a movie's about to come out, you see the poster here and there. I would say for the last 3 weeks, I can't go anywhere without seeing the poster for the 40-year-old virgin, and I have to say, it is probably my favorite movie poster of all time. I think it's a hilarious...
It's pretty scary.
It's really funny. We have the picture. This is a... That is... I can't remember. Every time I see that poster, I start laughing, and I can't remember any movie poster making me laugh consistently. It's very
I would like to see you do the poster. I'd like to see you... I think you can replicate that.
I think you think I can do that? All right, let's see. If you help me. All right, fine. Put it up there. Okay, I could be this guy.
So you look up. Okay, a little more eyebrow. Now you have to.
Can I do a little something of my own like that, or is that not helping?
No, I like that.
Yeah, like it.
I don't know how that makes me feel, but I like it.
Are you attracted to me now?
Slightly.
The poster is everywhere. In Manhattan,
it's all over the
place. There are posters facing other posters. You can be boxed in by these posters.
I was in a convenience store. Can we say convenience store on the show?
No, not really. Yeah. A 24-hour store.
24-hour.
Yeah.
I was in a convenience store, and a kid came up to me and said, "Hey, you're the virgin." So I think I'm actually literally going to be a poster boy for virginity.
Yeah.
And President Bush has contacted me about being the representative, the President's Council on Virginity and Abstinence.
That'd be...
And I'm going to have a bomber jacket, the presidential seal, and I'm going to go around to schools and give speeches, and that's if the movie doesn't do well.
Yeah. You're just going to blanket the area?
And if it does do well, I won't ever do that joke again.
Yeah. You won't have to.
Exactly.
Now, who's seen the movie? Has your wife seen the movie?
She didn't see it until the premiere.
And how did that go? It must be weird to work on something for so long and then have your wife there.
It was interesting because it's the first time I've ever made out with anyone in front of my wife that you know about.
Yeah.
And
so because in the movie you.
Yeah, I mean I Well, I co-wrote it,
Yeah.
and I have a lot of makeout scenes. So that, just implicit in that is a little weirdness with my wife.
Right.
So we're sitting at the premiere, and there's a scene where Catherine Keener and I are starting to make out. I'm on top of her, and I just felt my wife's, her whole body just tensed up. And the problem was she knows I'm not that good an actor. And she can see it in my eyes. She sees the pure joy. And she's sitting there watching and listening to. So it's a little odd.
Why are you doing that?
No, actually, when you do a love scene, you have to go back and you have to
loop the lines.
it.
Yeah.
So you have to loop your kissing as well as the lines, because a lot of times kisses don't make sound.
Sure.
So you have to actually stand in the booth and go.
Which begs the question, why couldn't anybody do that? Why do they have to get Steve Carell to come back and do that? They could get anybody to go, ow.
It has a certain flair when I do it, I guess.
I guess it's the way you do it, which is so cool. Now, you had your chest waxed in the movie, and you really went for it. They didn't do it in a fake way. They didn't use prosthetics. You really had your chest waxed.
I did. I felt that would, if nothing else, would make the crew laugh. And if you look at the take, we had to do it in one take because my hair grows fast, but not that fast. They were pulling it off, and you can see blood beating to the surface of my chest.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It was so unadvisable. Ill-advised, stupid. About 5 seconds before they started doing it, I thought, this is a terribly, terribly stupid thing to do.
Right. You also, and I mean this, you're a hairy guy. I don't know how else to say it. You took off your shirt, and there's just, you know.
What do you mean?
I mean it as a compliment because I am smooth like a child, but you.
I am hairy.
I'm like an aerodynamic. I'm a guy on a luge team. You is just, it's
I
crazy.
would be a bad luger.
Yes, you would.
I would be, I'm, if you look at that chart of like going from ape to man.
Yeah.
I'm about 4 down from man. I'm the hunched over.
You're the guy with stone tools. Yeah, stone tools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm this. When you can see your body hair in your own shadow when you're not wearing the shirt.
That's what I would think. That's pretty, Oh, yeah.
It's coming back, though.
Coming back fast.
Women dig it so hard. No.
That was weird.